Hey YouTube, Ed here from Top of the Line Training. I'm back here, down here in West Virginia, West by God, Virginia. And we're on our land here. It's late spring, late May. For sure it is hotter than heck out here. Up in the 90s. Really wasn't expecting that kind of weather. I was hoping to beat that, but that's what it is. Anyway, we're up on our land here, our property. We've got about 40 some acres here, and then of course connecting neighbors and whatnot. We can do what we need. But what we're going to do here today, or right now anyway, we're going to... Alright guys, it's getting a little late. This is what I got on my lean-to. Like I said, I got a hold of this deadfall up there, this oak, and I peeled the bark and I put that down as the base layer. And I put it down in a vertical manner, so if it does rain, the raindrops hit that bark and run down the bark and hopefully out the back. Anyway, that's the idea. I could have kept ripping some more off. Like I said, it's getting late and I wanted to get it done, you know, assuming, like I said, this was a real life survival situation. I would already have my fire right here. Like I said, I'd have had a lean-to like this here. Now I do have a poncho with me, a cover. Now I could as well, if I knew it wasn't going to rain, I could lay the poncho down and one, wrap up in it, or two, just lay on top of it. But if I didn't have a poncho, or then again I could, if it was going to rain, again put it on top of all the debris I have there, which would act as another barrier. I do also have a plastic bag with me, which I could take the seams apart of that and spread that like over the bark, and then put the leaves on top of it. Let me detach the camera here, and we'll take a walk around it. I want to point a couple things out. Okay, again, this was all done with my SOG Fusion. Right here, I originally had just that little sapling, but it wasn't strong enough to hold everything, so I cut another sapling down, drove it in the ground the best I could, a little thicker and heavier one, and tied it together. That's the only tie I have, just to save time. I wanted to get it done. But here is the inside. I believe, you know, you stay pretty dry, pretty comfortable. Of course, here on these sides like this, I would continue to build up and build debris around that and work those in. And I'll probably do some of that tomorrow, finish up on it. Again, if I had a mat or something like that, of course, I could lay down in there real nice and comfortable. Probably about right out in here, this area, I'd have a fire. So probably be about 4 feet away, have a fire going. And like I said, all this stuff would be covered up with more debris as much as I could. You can see here, I have most of these branches running downward. Now some are running up, but the leaves are running mostly down best I could anyway. I intermingled them, I tied them together with you know, other pieces of sapling, and I got most of it running downward, so it'll, if water hits, it'll go down. If it penetrates through, you know, hit the bark and run on down. You can see what I mean here. I have the bark running vertical, but again, there are holes in there, as you can see. And like I said, I worked on this for about 2 hours. All right, YouTube. Again, Ed here, building a West Virginia lean-to. I'll be back tomorrow to close it up and finish this video out. Hope you enjoyed it. Take care. Out. Hey YouTube, Ed here, Top of the Line Training. Behind me is my lean-to. I've been working on. I worked on it for a couple hours yesterday, and I'm retaping some stuff now because I don't think it was good sound and whatnot on the video, so I'm retaping it. Check it out. Long story short, I just come out. We're down here in West Virginia. We own about where I have access to about 80 to 100 acres here. We own about 40 of it. So we can pretty much do whatever we want. So I thought I'd come out and work on a little bit of survival stuff, lean-to in this case. What I did there, everything there you see, nothing is tied. There's only one part that's tied. I'll show you that in a minute. But what I did was I peeled some bark off a deadfall, oak deadfall up there, and got big slabs of it and laid it down between the beams. And I put it in a vertical manner where if the water does hit it, it'll run down the bark itself and out the back, as well as I have most of my limbs and leaves facing in a downward fashion, most of them. Like I said, this is my second taping of this, so bear with me here. But like I said, right here is the, if you can see it, I don't know if you can, that's the only tie on here. I had this small sapling started out first and it didn't hold, so I went ahead and cut another sapling, tied it together, bound it together, and it works real good, as you can see, pretty strong. Coming around the back here, like I said before, I have various debris and whatnot, leaves and everything, mostly, like I said, facing downward. And I will continue to add debris and stuff to it. Now you can look here at some of the sheets of bark. I hope you can see that. Let me see if I can zoom in on it. There's the bark. And those are pretty big sheets and pieces. And like I said, I have them in a downward or a vertical manner, just like it would be on a tree. And most of it will come back, not come run off the back of the lean-to here. As well as I have some other bark down at the bottom, as you can see. One safety note I want to point out, or a couple things I want to point out on safety and survivability. Right here, if you can see this small rock on the ground there with the moss on it. I was back here messing around throwing the leaves on top of the lean-to, and I actually ended up falling backwards down this rock right here, and it ended up you know, I didn't get hurt or anything, but you know, I could have. So in a survival situation, you definitely want to take extra precaution. Even if you don't think you're going to get hurt or you can do it or whatever, you might want to double think it or think about it twice, because anything could happen. And I didn't expect something like that to happen, but I wasn't paying attention, tripped up and fell, and it's only about 2 feet off of that rock, but I could have come back, hit my head on this rock here, broken arm, broke a leg, wrist, ankle, whatever. Then I'd have been even in a worse situation. Coming back to the front of the lean-to, as you can see here inside, I believe you'd stay pretty dry. There are still some holes in it here, and looks like some things have just moved overnight. But still, if I continue to add on, and I could have peeled more bark, but for the purposes and stuff, what I'm doing here, this is good. And you can see these sides that are open. That's what I'm going to work on right now. I'm going to close those up somewhat, so you know, I can have a complete, closed in area. I went ahead, drove some stakes in the ground here, and filled it with some tree limbs and whatnot. I could get more bark if I wanted to. As you can see, the bark in there. Let me get a little close up of it. Pretty good. There are some holes, but I mean, if it would work for now. And like I said, every day I was out here, I would continue to add more debris to it and fill in as much as I could and build it up as much as I could. But I went ahead, drove some stakes in the ground, and I could continue to fill that if I wanted to. Right there, it's just a little windbreak. And of course, I could do the same thing here. I could get rocks and put in there. I could continue with the branches or whatnot. Whatever I could find to jam that hole full with, to fill it up, get the windbreak off of me, or keep the wind off me for a windbreak. And like I said, let me go ahead and I'm going to set up my poncho and whatnot, and just give you an idea what it could be like if I was stuck here in a survival situation. Hold on. Alright, YouTube. This is sort of what it'd be like if, you know, if I'm stuck in this situation, I got a little fire going there just for demo purposes, but you can see the smoke would definitely help keep the bugs away and whatnot. Fairly comfortable here, fairly comfortable. If I did get cold, like I said, I have the Shemag or Shemag, however you want to pronounce it, and I could cover up with that if I needed. And like I said, yeah, it's thin, but it's definitely better than nothing. Okay, I can use my bag as a pillow as well. Pretty comfortable, and the fire would definitely keep me warm, I believe, and you know, I can survive, make do. I'll let you look at this here. I can move around pretty good. I would definitely have, I'm going to go ahead and disconnect here and let you take a closer look. But I could, I would definitely have more firewood by the side there, and you know, get up every probably half hour or so and stoke it up. I could make it closer if I needed to, but I think that would do it there. You can see here that I have my poncho laid down there with my Shemag. My bag, like I said, I can use it as a pillow. And I do have that garbage bag. Now what I could do as well with that garbage bag, besides carry a bunch of debris and stuff like that, I could cut it at the seams and spread it over some of the holes, like that one right there. You know, definitely it would do its purpose. But the smoke here, in general, this fire would smolder all night. And if I didn't need it for warmth, which I probably would by probably about 2 or 3 in the morning, it'd probably get down below 60. And it's a little chilly without, you know, with damp clothes and without a jacket or something like that. But the smoke itself would help deter bugs and whatnot. And some of the amber and smoke would help deter some of the animals in the night. But anyway, there it is. The lean-to out of West Virginia. Alright, YouTube. I'm going to go ahead and close out. I hope you learned something. I hope you enjoyed the video. And we'll be back as soon as I can to make another one. Until then, God bless. Stay safe and stay prepared. Take care. Top of the line training.